Hello everybody, Dead Spikes here, and today we're going to do a fun video talking about how to do the tech cave solo. This strategy works on official, it works on unofficial, it'll work on any server. You can get the items that are needed. And in my opinion, it's very cheap on what you need. Everything I currently have on me is all that you need. Now, I do not recommend you to just run into your official or unofficial server and to try this. I recommend you to go into a single player world and give it a few tries and get the practice down, and then go to your normal world and give it an attempt. That way you are experienced and you know what to expect. I do find this very easy, and I got it down my first try. My friend did it on official, and I'm going to be doing it on official with my tribe here soon. It is soloable, although of course I'm going to recommend you to bring more people if you do have the capacity to do so. Yeah. But everything I have on me is all you will need. It's pretty cheap. Also, when you're going to do it on single player, I have the commands you will need to type in your ARK console to be able to spawn in all the stuff you need and to use it. I am on the mountain that is currently on around 4040. It is the volcano, if you don't know where it is, on the island. Now, the one thing I want to note about the cheats is every time you die, you're going to have to re-enable the one that gives you admincheat, giveengrams. This one right here. Every time you die, you're going to have to keep redoing that to be able to give yourself a tech suit. Now, the only reason I gave you guys tech leggings with the cheats was just to get up to the volcano. You actually do not need this. The only tech you will need is the tech chest piece, as long as you do it correctly. You're also going to want a bunch of shotgun shells, which the third command on the cheats will give you them. So keep spawning that command over and over again until you get as many as you want. My friend said he used a max level shotgun, which is about a 298% on official. I have an over max one because I'm on single player. But at 298, he used 1800 shotgun shells to kill the overseer, and it took about an hour and a half. Since I'm single player, this overseer will have a lot less health than what you guys will be experiencing on your server. Unfortunately, I do not know how to change that at all, so it's just what I'm going to have to do. Plus, it'll make the video a little bit shorter for you guys. So, once you get all of the tributes, which again, that cheat's in there if you want to do this on single player, and we'll give you all of these. To get all of these is going to take you a long time on your server, unless someone's already done it for you. I'm not sure. But it tells you everything you need. Basically, you need to kill some bosses and just find a lot of alphas around the map. After you've done all of that, you will need a good set of fur. That's going to give you very high hypothermic insulation. It is very, very cold at the bottom of the tech cave. And the most important is that you get as much hypothermal insulation as possible. Ascendant fur is very recommended. You will need some sort of chest piece that you can put a glider suit on. To put a glider suit, you just simply drag it over. You're gonna need the tech chest piece, a little bit of element. I don't recommend this much, probably around 10 element. I think my friend said he did it in 20 if he was doing it solo. So if you're doing it solo, 20 is about the minimum you're gonna want to bring. If you're doing it with a group, I'm gonna be giving all my friends about 10 element each. You're gonna want a shotgun as close to max as possible, so at least over 200. You're gonna want a bunch of med brews. You're going to want a bunch of cactus broth, which if you don't know what cactus broth does, it makes it so enemies do not target you. And then you're going to want free curry to stay warm again. And that's really it. Again, you don't need these tech leggings. These are only used to get here. I can just take them off right now, actually. But yeah, basically we're just going to glide through the first part, and then we're just going to cheese the boss of the tech suit. So yeah, I've done enough talking. Let's open up the door. Try this out. Ooh, that is very loud. I apologize. Alright, so you're just gonna want to run and use a glider suit for this first part. Pay very close attention to your health. If you don't know how to use a glider suit very well, this is perfect practice. That's why you should be doing it on single player. Ooh. It is quite dangerous still. I should have popped a cactus broth before I came in. That was an accident on me. Just gonna want to find the path that works best for you. I'm kind of all over the place here. I actually haven't practiced this too many times, but you just want to basically just keep going down. But as you can see, I mean, you can glide a suit over everything. I'm not cheating or anything. I cheated to spawn in the stuff, but I didn't turn off their aggro or nothing. So you could just fly over everything nice and peaceful. The only problem is when you're playing on official or other servers that are not single player, you are going to be experiencing lag occasionally. So you really need to account for that and try to fly over things safely. Well, as safe as you can. And if done correctly, you do get down here in quite a timely manner. I mean, the door still has 3 minutes and 30 seconds to close. And this is the bottom. Now this part's scary, because as you can see, I am freezing to death extremely quickly. I have to put my fur on. There we go. Put all my fur on, and I'm not freezing no more. Also gonna drink my free curry on top of it. And the snowflake and the ice cube are gone, which is very nice. Once you do make it down here, you're going to get up here. Now this part's important. This is what's going to teleport you to the arena. You do not want to do this until all of your friends or tribe mates are down here. And again, you can see I got down here in a timely manner. So in case something did go south, I would bring an extra suit or something so someone can grab it and then they can come back down, because you still have 250 before the door closes. Once everybody's down here, you're just going to click the activate. Game volume is very, very loud. Okay. Also turn up our brightness a little bit here for you guys. That was not the perfect way to fly down the tech cave at all, but it worked, as you can see. But that's why I'm recommending you guys to keep practicing it until you find the path that you want to do. You can't practice this enough. I can't stress that. The more practice you get, the less chance there is for failure when you are to try it on your actual server. And it'll take about a minute and we're gonna get teleported, so we're just gonna wait. We got past the hard part, I would say. I would say the flying down is the hard part of the whole gig. The actual boss fight's not too bad in my opinion. We're almost there. And boom, we're teleported. So once we're in here, we're gonna want to go this way. Now we're allowed to use our tech suit. So you're not allowed to use the tech suit through that cave part. I'm not sure why. I think it's because they didn't want you to fly cheese it, but then they released the glider suit later on, which allowed us to anyway. Kind of unfortunate. But yeah, once we load into this area, we're allowed to use our tech suit again. So we're just gonna fly around till we get to the room. This is the room right ahead up here. Try to make sure that you have your cactus broth working before you enter the arena. Very important. Also, a few things to note before we enter this. You cannot use potions while you are in the air. You can only use them while you're floored, while you're standing on something. So try to remember that. And don't freak out when stuff runs low. You are going to want to make sure that your cactus broth stays up. Luckily, you can keep putting cactus broth over itself. Now, what I mean by that is some other potions you can't keep stacking. Gosh, dang. I'm so sorry. Okay, and now that is over. Something I wanted to show you guys was, so a cool thing you can do, now what I talked about is you need to land to be able to use your stuff. You can land on these little things like this. Well, if you do it right anyways. I've done it before. Yep, like this. And then you can pop your potions here. So, being that we have a cactus broth, these guys down here won't be able to see us, and a lot of the flying drones won't be able to see us unless we accidentally shoot them. We're still waiting on the boss to spawn here. And then basically all we're gonna do is we're gonna tech chest piece up in the air and just keep spam firing it. So I'm gonna turn on the volume a little bit more to make sure you guys aren't getting screamed at by the game. Alright. So yeah, it's very simple after this now. All we're gonna do is just sit up in there and keep shooting. Again, this is obviously a boss and he has a lot of health, but luckily you have infinite time in here, so you can take as much time as you would like. That's why I recommend you to bring your friends with you, though. More people you bring in here, the more guns you'll have. Now, the only attack he'll really be able to hit you with is his stun wave, you'll notice, where he sends out the shock around the room and the waves. All that does is stun you. It doesn't really hurt you, so don't worry about it too much. If you get hit by it, you'll be fine. As you can see, I just got hit. And then I just wait till it's gone. Not sure what he's doing. Is he teleporting? Or is he going to transform into the first beam? Okay. You can keep flying while you're stunned too, which is kind of silly. So, this is just going to be a long time of just me shooting this guy, because that's all this is. Again, this is reduced health too, remember, so he does have a lot of health. This is on single player settings. Good amount of health to be able to practice on, though, at least. Practicing on official health would be quite boring. Can't imagine. I don't know how much health it actually is. I've never done the calculation. If I were to guess, it's about 10 times more, probably. He's moving around a lot. So again, just watch that cactus broth. Make sure it don't run out. So I think I'm getting targeted by a flyer. No, I'm not. Okay. So in case you did get targeted by a flyer, they just take about one shotgun shell to take out. And they don't really deal that much damage either. I think someone told me they deal 0.5 damage. So they're not too much of a threat. We're not really getting too far into this. We're trying to land as many as we can. Do prepare for the long haul. This is going to be a long fight. This isn't meant to be easy. I mean, this is also the alpha, too. I mean, I guess you don't have to do the alpha. The reason to do this fight is to get the extra levels. You get 5 levels per difficulty that you do. So if you do the easy mode, you'll get 5 levels. The medium, you'll get 10 levels. And if you do the hard mode, which is alpha, which is what I'm doing right here, you will get 15 levels. I guess the showcase, I could have done the gamma, but at the same time, it does show you how easy it is to do, even on the hardest difficulty. Might get our first boss transformation here. I also tried to make sure I didn't have too overpowered of a shotgun. So I showed relatively what it would actually be like. I know on single player I can spawn like a 700 shotgun, which will make this way easier. Okay, we're getting the first boss transformation here. So the special thing that this boss does is it keeps transforming into all of the island bosses that you should have killed prior. And again, we just get to sit up and just shoot them. The only boss that's actually scary that he'll spawn is the Megapithecus, because he'll throw rocks at you. Holy health. That was an accident. Got a little bit too low. I still lived through it though. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm just gonna time gap this and bring it back to when the Overseer's almost dead, because this is gonna be a really long fight. So yeah, I'll meet you guys right before the Overseer dies. Alright, so here we are at the end of the fight. That took way longer than my last few. So this is my 4th time, I think, actually doing this on my single player. And, yeah. I turned up my difficulty to max settings recently on my single player to test some other things with taming and such. And I think that might have turned this Overseer into somewhat official settings, because that is way tankier than the other few times I killed it, I feel. I don't know. Anyways, I ended up spawning in a higher shotgun to deal with it, and a lot more shotgun shells. So if I were to recommend you guys for practice, maybe run the lower difficulty tech cave, or just keep your difficulty setting low. Because I don't think you really want to sit there and bullet sponge for that long. That's not really giving you a whole lot of practice. Running through that first part's the most important. But yeah, this strategy works very great as long as you bring enough ammo and element and everything you need. You should be able to handle it just fine, whether you be solo or with more people. Again, I do highly recommend to try to grab a few people to help you. Even bringing 10 to 20 people will make it a lot easier. If you guys are able to do this, please let me know in the comments down below. I really hope a lot of people are successful with this. Let me know what you think of this strat, and if you have any idea on how to mess with the Overseer's health in single player, I would love to hear it. If you guys found this video helpful, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see some more ARK content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Spikes out.